Good morning, everybody, or afternoon for those of you that are on the East Coast. Hope everybody's doing good. It's a fun day here. It's supposed to rain, and we have a really busy day today. Thank you for being here, and thanks for watching. Um, Trying to figure out my devices. I got three devices going on here. I got my camera, I got my computer, I got my tablet so I can read the chat because I can't do the chat on my phone. It's a big mess up. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing good. Got my coffee, got my book. We're ready to go reading here in a little bit. Just wanted to say hi to everybody. Give everybody a few minutes to come on in. I hope everybody's doing good where you are. It's like I said, it's supposed to rain here today, I believe. Not even sure. And we have a busy day. We got to go all the way down. We got to go about an hour and a half drive, go get pig food and other supplies for the pets because that's we have as many animals as we do. That's what happens. You have to go buy pet supplies all the time. Anyways, so yeah, I'm only going to be on for about roughly an hour, and I'm not going to read a whole lot of my book because I don't want to read the whole thing. I want to give you a teaser of it, so that way piques your interest. That way you know if you're interested in purchasing it or not. All of my books are available on my About page. On my channel, you have to go to the About tab and follow the Amazon link if you want to order them that way. Or I do also offer signed copies, but just have to email me. My email is also in the About section of the my YouTube channel, so that way you guys can email me and get signed copies. I do offer those available as well. So yeah, for various prices, but you can look online and see what they offer or the descriptions and everything of the books. That way you know if you want it or not. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get started. That way we can move this along. The one I'm reading from today is called The Personal Journal of Trevor E. Watts, which I did write. Yes, all of these are my books. This photograph was actually taken in the Bahamas. I took that when I was in the Bahamas, and that's important later, but you'll find out why if you buy the book. Anyways, it says a young man starts a journal after his wife leaves him. He lays his life out in the pages of this journal as his emotions change while trying to move on and rebuild his life. Everything is exposed as he tries to fill the void that has taken residence in his life. Every raw experience and emotion felt is expressed as he shares his every thought with us. Nothing is held back as he shares the journey of his life and how he grows into the man he becomes. So that's that. So I'm actually not going to read from this copy. I'm going to read from my computer because it's a little bit easier than turning pages, especially with coffee. I'm dangerous with coffee. I spill it a lot. Move this over here real quick. All right. Let's get started. It says August 23, 2000. My name is Trevor E. Watts, and this is my personal journal. It has been a week since my wife took my daughter and disappeared. A friend suggested that I keep a journal to help sort my thoughts. And I lost my place already. To keep my thoughts and to keep a record of everything I'm going through. I have never kept a journal before because that is something men just don't do. But I figured I would give it a shot. It might actually help to get rid of some of the stress and tensions I'm feeling. I guess I should tell you what is going on. I know you are a word program on a computer screen and don't really care, but it might help me get things into perspective. I have been married for the past year and a half to an amazing woman named Candy. Our daughter Margaret was born just a month after we got married. She is a year and 5 months old. We lived in a nice house on the beach in the panhandle of Florida. I live there alone now. I thought everything was going to be great in our marriage, but I guess I was wrong. I came home from work a week ago and found my house empty. Most of the furniture was gone, and all of my wife's and daughter's clothes were gone. Earlier that day, Candy had brought Margaret by my office to say hello and plan dinner. We had planned on going out to Candy's favorite restaurant that night. When I got off work, I withdrew some cash from the bank and headed home. I was shocked. I thought we had gotten robbed. I tried calling her cell phone, but it rang in the bedroom. At that point, I knew what had happened. I sat on the couch and I started to cry. My cat Panther jumped up and joined me and wanted to be loved. I didn't even notice that he was still in the house. I thought Candy took him too. Well, the reason I started this journal was because I had a rough day at work. I own and manage a real estate firm, and things just went nuts today. The first thing that happened was me forgetting my keys this morning, and I couldn't open the office. I had several employees waiting outside for me while I drove all the way back home to get them. I was not only embarrassed, but I was pissed because I also had several clients waiting when I got back. I looked completely incompetent. I own millions of dollars in real estate and also manage millions of dollars of accounts renting clients' properties, and I look like a fool because I forgot my office keys. The next thing that happened was me spilling an entire cup of coffee on myself. It not only burned my chest, but it stained my suit and shirt. I had to go home and again to change clothes and drop my suit off at the dry cleaners. On the way back to the office, my car got rear-ended. Some idiot tourist trying to show off for the girls was speeding and slammed into my car. I am fine, but my car is completely crushed. Now I have to take it to a body shop tomorrow and have to get a rental. I already have a busy enough day tomorrow. I finally got back to the office and one of my realtors quits. She is in charge of rental properties, so it's really going to be tough to cover her duties as well as mine. Everybody in the office knows how to do rentals, but nobody is ever in the office. All of them are usually out on sales calls. Who knew Florida property would be so popular? With the military base here getting a new squadron, houses are selling faster than they are being built. The officers are buying up all of the properties on or near the beach, and the enlisted soldiers are buying all of the houses in the new developments. Rentals are really going fast because there are a lot of single soldiers who want to rent a place instead of buying one. I really didn't need my rental agent quitting today. I guess I will have to put in an ad in the newspaper tomorrow. Well, I'm out of here for now because I really need to get some sleep. I feel a lot better. I think this journal is a really good thing. It's a really good idea. Hello, everybody. Hi, Miss OM. How are you? Hi, Randa. Hi, Anna. August 24th, 2000. Today was a better day. I got my car to the shop early, and it isn't going to be totaled, so that is a good thing. The other guy's car is totaled, but it was a piece of crap anyway. I'm just glad he had insurance. Most of the tourists that come here don't carry any or they hit and run. Well, I don't have to put an ad in the newspaper for a rental agent because somebody came in the office looking for a job. A younger guy who got his real estate license about a year ago wanted to come to a new firm because he was not happy where he was. I looked at his resume and sales history and hired him. He was happy to accept the position. He asked if he could do some sales also, and I told him that would never be a problem as long as the rental side of the firm was taken care of. He had no problem with that. I think he's going to be a good fit. He is smart and seems eager to perform well. I still haven't heard anything from Candy, and I don't think that I'm going to for a while. Once she settles down, she might contact me, but until then, I will have to wait. If I don't hear from her for a year, I will hire a private investigator to find her. She doesn't have any family that I know of. Her parents died a few years ago, and she is an only child. I don't have any idea where she could have run off to. I know she isn't in town because I looked. I checked all of the hotels around, and I looked at all of the recent rentals around the area. She will turn up soon enough. I talked to my lawyer today, and he told me that I can file for a divorce once she is located. If I don't find her, there is another way to get it done, but it is really complicated. I am exhausted, but I don't want to go to bed just yet. I have pretty much cried myself to sleep every night for the past week. Does that make me any less of a man? Men aren't supposed to cry, especially over emotions. Maybe I should seek counseling. I would do that if I can't work things out on my own. I think I will watch a movie tonight. That is just about the only thing I can do to keep my mind off of things. I can't really hang out with anybody from work because they are all married, and I won't be comfortable hanging out with them. Besides that, I don't want to disturb their lives. They have families of their own, and don't need me around. I also don't want to complicate anything at work by having favorites, employees. As the owner of the company, I can't really mingle with my employees. I don't like to go to bars because I don't drink, and I hate going clubbing because of all of the noise. I would spend more time at the beach, but by the time I get home and get dinner, it's too late to enjoy the beach. I guess I could sit out on the back patio and drink a cup of tea or something. Well, it's off to the shower and then a movie for me. I'll write more tomorrow. Hi, Thrifting with MJ Beans. How are you? Thanks for coming in. August 25th, 2000. Well, it's Friday. I am so glad that this week is over with. I am going to lounge on the beach all weekend. My weekend office manager can manage the office, and I have no other plans unless there is an emergency at work. I should clean the house and do laundry, but I really don't feel motivated to do so. The house is a mess, but I really don't care. I have enough clothes to last me for another few days. Today was just another day at the office. Sales are through the roof. I landed a few contracts to be the sole realtor for a couple of new condo buildings being built. That should bring in a whole bunch of commission. Pre-build sales are expected to be high because everybody wants to invest in rental properties. That is a bonus for me because I can sell them the property and then rent it for them. Summer rentals are really popular. Most people rent a condo or a house for a week and the property stays full all summer. The owners pay off their mortgage easily and they never have to worry about anything. I might have to get a bigger office and hire a few new employees. I should this weekend, but I really don't want to do anything. Hi, Boo. I got to thinking about everything that has been happening lately. I didn't really know what went wrong in my marriage. I never cheated on Candy. Hell, I never even looked at another woman the entire time I was with her. I didn't abuse her. We never really even fought. She never had to worry about money or the bills getting paid. My job took care of everything. She didn't need to work, but she had her own business selling candles and candle accessories. She loved doing that. She got to spend plenty of time with Margaret, but I helped Candy take care of her. I'm not one of those guys who expects his wife to do everything around the house. I would always get up in the middle of the night with Margaret if she cried. I fed her and changed her diapers whenever I was home. I figured if Candy did it all day, I could do it when I was home. I cooked regularly and I always cooked on weekends. I just don't get it. I supported her emotionally. I gave her everything she needed or wanted. Maybe I gave her too much. She knew I loved her. I told her all the time. I'm not one of those guys who thinks that his wife knows he loves her just because he is here. I know women need to hear that they are loved and that they need to see it also. No matter how stressed out from work I was, I never took it out on her. I kept work at home separate. Everybody at work knew who Candy was because she stopped by the office all the time, but I didn't share personal information about myself at work. I am baffled as to why she left. The weekend before she left, we were out looking at new furniture to redecorate the house. She wanted to repaint and redo the living room. The day before she left, we were talking about having another child. The thought of this whole ordeal pisses me off. Now I have to get some napkins to wipe the tears off of the laptop. Why did she leave? Wasn't she happy? And those of you that just came in, I'm reading from my book, The Personal Journal of Trevor E. Watts. That's what we're reading today. Just part of it, because like I said, I don't want you to get too much of it. August 28th, 2000. Well, wow is all I have to say. I had one hell of a weekend. That's the whole entry. August 29, 2000. In my last entry, I said I had a hell of a weekend. I wasn't lying. I spent the better part of Saturday morning on the patio in my back lawn. I sat looking at the beach and the beauty of the Gulf of Mexico as the waves lapped the shore. I won't lie to you, I was also admiring the beauty of some of the women who walked past my house and the women who decided to lounge in the sand behind my house. It was shortly after I put my laptop away from typing my journal entry when I was approached by a young lady. She looked to be my age, which is 22, and she was absolutely gorgeous. She apologized for disturbing me, but she was wondering if she could use my phone. Her car was parked in the public parking lot 2 houses down, and she couldn't get it started. She wanted to use the phone so she could call for assistance. I told her she could. I handed her my cordless handset, and she started to dial. Then she then hung up and said she couldn't remember the number. She had to go get her friend who had the number. I didn't think anything of it because if it weren't for my Rolodex at work or my address book, I would be lost. The young lady and her friend approached again, and I handed her the phone without her having to ask again. She just smiled and entered the number her friend gave her. She talked into the receiver, and her friend just stood by looking at the pool and the house. She smiled at me a few times when I caught her eyes. She was about 22 or so and equally attractive as her friend. First young lady ended the phone call and handed me the receiver. She said the auto company couldn't come for a few hours to help them, and they both thanked me for letting them use the phone. As they were walking off, I decided to offer them to wait at my house so they didn't have to wait in a hot car or a boring parking lot. They were hesitant, but they decided it would be better than sitting in the hot sand. They went to the beach and gathered their belongings and then came back to the house. It didn't take long for them to get comfortable at my house. They went swimming in the pool, and I even invited them inside to have something to eat. I didn't know that this would be the beginning of more than I could have ever imagined. Both ladies asked if they could use the restrooms. They also wanted to change out of their swimsuits because they expected the auto assistant company to be to their car shortly. I noticed that they had been in the bathroom for an unusually long time, and I went to investigate. I found both of them in my bed, completely naked and waiting for me to join them. That's all I'm going to say for now. They managed to get they managed to get their car started after the auto assistance company changed the battery in the car. But they ended up parking in my driveway and staying the weekend. It was an intense weekend of nothing but adult activities and very little of anything else. I was so exhausted after they both left Sunday night that I had called the office and said I wasn't feeling well. I didn't have any clients scheduled, so I wasn't a problem. I feel really guilty because I'm still married to Candy. I don't know where Candy is or if is ever coming back, but I still feel guilty because, in a way, I have cheated on her. Not just with one woman either. I cheated on her with two women and multiple times at the same time. Part of me feels relief because a lot of anxiety and stress escaped during all of my escapades this past weekend, but there's still a pit of guilt that is gnawing at me. When I got back to work today, I was busier than ever. I managed to convince 5 clients to allow my firm to manage their buildings. Most of the condos have a homeowners association that manages everything that happens in the building, even if the owners rent out their properties, though, through other companies. The association is in charge of the building itself and all aspects that could go wrong. All of these associations pay a management company to handle all the affairs. My company is now in charge of 5 new condo buildings. September 1st, 2000. This week has been epic. There are plans to start building 8 new condominium buildings along the Gulf Coast within the next year. My firm has an exclusive contract to sell the units at every building. The commissions for each unit is going to be huge. I also have a contract to manage each building after it's completed. There are also several new housing developments being constructed in the Panhandle, and I have exclusive rights as a realtor for these developments as well. 3 of them are near the Air Force Base, and I know that I will be able to sell them extremely fast. One of the developers has almost completed building most of the homes in his development, and I will be showing them within a week. Another of the developments is a neighborhood that is not far from my house, and the developer wants me to use one of the homes as a model home to sell the rest of the properties. These are going to be townhomes and that families can buy as investment properties. I lost my spot. Most of the homes around this area are investment properties that families or businesses buy and rent out to tourists. I own many properties, and I know for a fact that there is a lot of money to be made in rentals. Other than work, I haven't been doing much of anything else. I have been very depressed after I get home from work every day because I still haven't heard from Candy. When she initially left, I called the police. They told me that because it is a domestic and civil issue, I have to take it to court to settle any custody or marital issues. Even after having an amazing week, I feel like I just want to lay on the couch and drown in my own tears. I miss Margaret. My daughter is everything to me. I love Candy, but not being able to see, hear, and hold my daughter is killing me. I don't think I'm going to do anything this weekend, but watch sappy movies and eat pizza delivery. September 4th, 2000. Wow, we're only 20 minutes in. Wow. This weekend went by entirely too slowly. I didn't leave the couch other than to use the bathroom or answer the door when the pizza delivery guy showed up. I barely slept because my mind wouldn't settle. All I thought about was what went wrong to cause Candy to take off with Margaret. I couldn't find a reason. I loved her for everything she was. I loved her for who she was. I loved her even when she got angry at people who judged us because a white man with a black woman wasn't acceptable in their eyes. Maybe that's why she left. Maybe it's because she couldn't take the judgment of other people anymore. I speculate because I truly don't know what went wrong. Work was very busy. I hired a few new agents to my team. Since I have so many new accounts, I need realtors to sell and manage properties. I would love to do it all by myself, but I can barely handle the few VIP clients that I attend to. I just want to know where my daughter is, and I want to make sure she is safe. I want my mind to settle so I can get some sleep tonight. What do you guys think so far? Do you like it? Yes, no, maybe? September 8th, 2000. So, it's Friday. Work was beyond slammed. We sold a record number of homes, and I gained a new record of $20 million in commission for the year thus far. My firm has done a total of $35 million in commission. Even with this monumental achievement, I feel like a slug sliding over a field of salt. I feel empty. I feel like I have no self-worth. I feel I have millions of dollars at my disposal, but I would trade it all to have my daughter back. I've always been told that money doesn't bring happiness, and I've learned this for sure. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Boo. September 10th, 2000. Good so far. I only feel a twist coming. Oh yeah, don't worry, Wing. There will be a twist later on. It gets I got fire trucks going by. Okay. September 10th, 2000. I did something today that I never thought I would do in my lifetime. I went to church. My neighbor has been inviting me to go with them to their church since I moved in, and today I agreed to go. It was enlightening. The air was full of spirit. The joyous singing was exhilarating, and it lifted my being. I felt happy for the first time since Candy left. I felt loved by everyone in the sanctuary. All of them were complete strangers. Well, they were there were quite a few clients and fellow realtors there, but I still felt loved by them all. There is a calmness about me that I have never felt before in my life. I feel like I've been born again. I didn't go for the whole accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior thing, but I do feel like my life can start over and be meaningful again. I think I might just make this church thing a regular Sunday thing. What can it hurt? September 11, 2000. Yesterday was truly a blessing. A lot of people I met and whoops, I found a typo. I gotta fix that. A lot of people I met at church yesterday came to my office. Most of them wanted to just stop in and introduce themselves properly. They invited me to their homes and offered friendship. I feel grateful for this. There were quite a few others that came in to hire me to manage their rental and business properties. There are even 3 couples who were looking for new homes. 2 of the couples are looking for an average family home. The other is looking for an incredibly large and expensive beachfront property. There are several I showed them on my computer that are available, and tomorrow I'm going to show them 5 properties that start at $150 million. The most expensive is almost $500 million. I'm definitely going to be going to church next Sunday. September 15, 2000. I called my brother, Ethan, today. It's his birthday. I haven't talked to him in over 6 years. I left my family when I was 16 years old to get away from my abusive parents. They are both alcoholics, and I was beaten on a regular basis. My parents have shunned me since the day I left. and I haven't talked to them since I left. I ended up moving in with my aunt and uncle on my father's side here in Florida, and I couldn't have made a better decision. Not only did I feel love for the first time in my life, but I also had support and direction. My cousin Mike was a few years older than me, and we were like brothers. It's because of them that I have this business. My aunt and uncle passed away in a car accident, and Mike and I each inherited a large sum of money. I was only 18 at the time, and Mike was 20. He used his money to buy a fishing boat in Miami, and I stayed here and bought a few rental properties. There, my After I earned my real estate license, sorry. From there, my business blossomed into what it is today. 4 years after opening my office door for the first time, I am worth more than I ever could have imagined when I lived with my parents. My brother turned 18 today, and after talking with many of the members of my church, I was convinced to contact him. He was happy to hear from me after all these years. He was 12 when I left, and I honestly don't remember much about growing up with him. When he answered his phone, he sounded like he was either high or drunk. He said he had just gotten out of bed because he worked the night shift at the local cheese factory. They live in southern Wisconsin, and other than agricultural work, there is factory work and food production companies. I didn't know whether to believe him at first, but after talking with him for a few minutes, he seemed to sober up. I asked him how he was doing, and he told me that he graduated earlier this year from high school and he had to find a job to pay bills. Mom and dad were on disability because their their livers were failing. Can't read, sorry. And dad has lung cancer from smoking. Mom has COPD from her smoking, and they aren't able to pay many bills because of their medical conditions. Ethan had his own mobile home in a trailer park on the opposite side of town from our parents' mobile home park. He said he couldn't take the constant drinking, smoking, and drug use. He said that after I left, our parents gave up on beating him. He thinks my leaving made them realize that what they were doing was wrong and they gave it up. Ethan told me that he was going to be starting college next semester. He wanted to start this semester, but with him working and getting his own place, he wasn't able to make the deadlines for his financial assistance applications. He wants to be a child psychologist so he can help children who are abused. I offered him to buy him what? Oh man, I found another typo. I got to fix that. I offered to buy him a plane ticket to come down and visit me, but he politely declined. He said he didn't want to be a bother, and he also doesn't like the heat. We talked for a total of 2 hours. I didn't tell him about my business or my situation with Candy. I'm not sure why I didn't tell him anything, but I think it was better that I just listened to him and let him get all of his burdens off of his chest. I feel good about this, but I'm not sure if I will be calling him anytime soon. He has my number, and he can call if he wants. September 18, 2000. Church was awesome again. I'm not sure why, but being in the presence of people deep in praise is very comforting. Today, the clients who were looking at large parcels of land made a decision. They went with a large property close to the seaside beach. They paid cash. Technically, they wired the money for the property, and my commission is enormous. Since I wasn't the listing agent for the property, my commission is 2.5% of the sale. The sale of the property was $380 million. I'm not going to complain because that's $9.5 million. That's the largest single commission I have ever made in my career. My mind is blown. I'm thinking that this Jesus is my Lord and Savior thing might just be a real thing. September 19, 2000. We're going on the 30-minute mark. Wow. My commission for the property closing yesterday came in today. I've never gotten a commission so quickly. My accountant's mind was blown when she saw what I had made in one sale. I've decided to purchase the home directly next to mine as well as the property next to it. Both are for sale and they have been rental properties since they were built. They stood full all year and one of them has a 30-year lease contract with a couple from New York. They rent the property from November through March to get away from the snow on Long Island. Although I could cancel this lease with the purchase of the property, I would be a fool to do so. The lease for the 5-month rental pays the mortgage for 2 years. I would be buying the house outright with cash, so my investment would already be earning me my money back. I talked with my neighbor on the other side of my house. He is the one who invited me to church, and he has strongly suggested I do so. Passive income is a blessing to anyone who can manage to gain any. I found Panther dead today. He was lying in the bed near my pillow. I don't know what happened. He has been healthy, and he showed no sign of being sick. I'm going to cremate him and put his ashes in an urn. September 25, 2000. Last week was insane. I had a record-breaking sales. My firm commission hit 100 million in commission, and my personal commission hit 60 million for the year. This may seem like a lot of money, but after taxes, business expenses, employee salaries, and insurance on all of my properties, there isn't much left. I did take the 9.5 million I made off of the one sale and reinvested it into my business, though. I put in offers on both of the homes for sale next to my house. One is next to me and the other is 2 doors down, but either way, they are next to my property. One offer has been accepted, and I still haven't heard about the second. I'm looking to hire a few more agents and office workers for the firm. I spend the entirety of the day trying to manage so many things. Aside from making offers on the houses, I had to help my office manager complete many of her daily tasks. She is very overwhelmed with all of the new business. I'm thinking about opening a call center to handle renting out all of the rental properties. It will be open 24 hours a day, every day. I have so many rental properties now and manage so many more that I need help to take the calls for potential renters. My neighbor owns a call center that takes donations for the police department. I have listened to how his business operates, and I'm not sure how a man who calls himself a Christian can run a business that is nothing short of a scam, when only 1% of all donations actually go to the police force. It's a scam in my eyes. His employees call people and give them the pitch to donate money to the police department. Different levels of donation gain different perks. Somehow people believe that if they donate more money and display the sticker they receive for doing so on the vehicle, they are safe from any wrongdoings. As the donators speed, drive recklessly, and commit crimes because they believe that they bought their good graces with the law by giving these donations. It's not my place to judge anyone, but I still think it's wrong. Either way, my neighbor will be able to help me get the call center set up with the network and a computer server in order for the employees to access the data on the properties. I will need a computer server on site for maximum efficiency. Tomorrow I'm going to look at a few buildings to either purchase or lease for the call center. You guys liking it so far? 33 minutes in. Wow, this is going faster than I thought. Oops, what the heck happened here? I lost my spot. Sorry, I pushed, my fat fingers got in the way. Give me a second, let me find that again. There we go. October 2nd, 2000. It has been too long since I have written in this journal. A lot has happened since I last wrote. I'm not sure where to start. I hired a private investigator to look for Candy. I was going to wait longer, but the safety of my daughter got the better of me. He located her in Big Sur, California. She is living with some guy in an enormous house on the coast. From what the investigator could tell, they are a couple. He is older than her by quite a few years. Margaret is being cared for, but Candy didn't leave the house enough for him to see much more than what he could observe through the windows, through binoculars. He did a complete background on the man she is staying with. He is an investor and runs a local office. Candy appears to be pregnant. I hired a lawyer to serve her with a divorce. She will have to come back here for court. Custody is going to be an ugly battle, but I don't want to hurt my daughter in any way. If it means that I have to let her mother have custody in order to protect her, I will. Fathers usually don't get custody no matter how much money they have. The paperwork has already been served to her, and she hasn't responded to it yet. Court is in 2 weeks, and I'm sure it will take a lot longer than that to finalize anything. I bought an old department store building and strip mall to fulfill my call center needs. I'll be using the old department store for the call center, and I'll be renting out the rest of the storefronts to the stores already there, and I will be filling the empty ones. The building needs a lot of work, but I basically stole it for what I paid for it. The parking lot needs a full tear up and repave. We haven't closed on the building yet, but we are scheduled to do so Wednesday. Since today is only Monday and I have so many things to accomplish, by Wednesday, it will feel like a month has passed. Yeah, audiobooks are fun. October 4th, 2000. I closed on the building for the call center today. The company that owned the building was from New Jersey, and the representative that showed up for the closing tried to say they didn't agree to the price offered. My lawyer shut them down quickly with the written approval. The representative tried to say that it was a mistake and that an unauthorized person signed the approval. When my lawyer showed the signature to the representative, he gulped because it was his signature on the form. After that, he didn't say another word until he thanked us and said goodbye. I immediately had a contractor who goes to the church with me get to work on the needed repairs. He has a small company, and I know he needs the work. There is a lot of new development in the area, but the big construction conglomerates from out of state and even out of country get hired for the big jobs. The little guys have to fight to keep the food on their tables. I'm glad to help him out, and he is giving me a heck of a deal. The building isn't as bad as I initially thought, but the department store needs a complete renovation to turn it into a call center. There is another large storefront that needs to be leased out, but I have a few people interested in moving their business into it. I've hired several new employees for the office. One of them I hired for the call center, and I have him at the office to learn everything about every property we represent. He is in his 40s, but he sometimes acts like he is in his teens. There have been several pranks pulled in the office, and although I can't prove it, I believe that he is the culprit. Hi, Wally, how are you? Thanks for coming in. I can't even talk. I'm 22 years old, and I act like more of an adult than he does. His resume was impeccable, and his references were nothing short of worshipers. I'm still doubting if he is going to survive in my company. His name is Josh, and he is the son of one of my fellow churchgoers. His father was saying that his son had recently moved back and was looking for a job. I dotted every T and crossed every I when I went through the process of hiring him, but now I'm thinking I made a mistake. Time will tell. I have signed several new contracts to manage condominiums that are available to open. Most of the owners have signed my company to manage the rentals as well. I think I'm going to be in over my head if I don't get this call center open soon. October 16, 2000. I had court with Candy today. To my surprise, everything is settled and over with. The judge granted her custody of Margaret, with me getting custody every other Christmas and most of her summer vacation from school when she starts school, and every other weekend if it becomes available. I tried to make it where Candy couldn't take Margaret out of the state of Florida, but since she had already established herself in California, the judge denied my motion. My lawyer wasn't surprised at the decision. Candy is most definitely pregnant. She has only been gone a few months, but she is a lot further along than she has been gone. The judge assumed the baby was mine, as I did, but Candy said that she had met her current lover while she was visiting the area. She had a relationship with him for over a year, and he is the father of her pregnancy. Due to her adultery, the judge denied her any support payments or division of assets. I had earned everything before we were married, and she signed a prenuptial agreement before we were married. My lawyer questioned what caused the divorce, and Candy said that she could no longer be untrue to other people. She was a strong black woman, and being with a white man was an insult to her ancestry. I didn't even hear that the judge ordered me to pay $5,500 a month in child support. I thought about writing a check for the full amount of money owed until Margaret is out of high school, but that would give Candy money that I know she will never give to Margaret. I'll set up a trust fund tomorrow to pay it every month, and the rest of the money will be Margaret's college fund. Whee! November 6, 2000. Today was a crazy day. Work was busier than ever. Everyone is buying up properties like they are a new fad. Josh wouldn't quit with the childish shenanigans at the call center today. I received several phone calls from employees about his ill-mannered behavior. Josh kept making Jay, my assistant manager of the call center, mad. I had to go to the call center and relieve Josh of his job. The call center hasn't even opened yet, and I've already had to get rid of my manager. I'm probably going to make Jay the manager, and I will have to find another assistant manager. I had to revamp my original idea for the call center and add internet sales department. My rentals have moved to the internet since it has become popular. I'm trying to get ahead of when everything is done on the internet. If I get ahead on the market, I grow my business. When I got home, Mark invited me to dinner for tomorrow night. Mark is a competitor realtor, and I think he is gay. I think he may be interested in me, and I am not gay. He might just want to discuss business. I guess I will see how it goes. I met a young lady named Angel. She works at the grocery store, and I met her while she was stocking the produce. I had seen her many times when I shopped at the store, and I might and what? I messed up my words and I can't even remember. I'm finding typos, and how did I publish this? Anyway, and I was thankful that she stayed the night. What? Okay. I really needed to wake up the next. Oh, okay. I invited her over that night. There it is. Yeah, I invited her over for the night, and I was thankful that she stayed the night. I really needed to wake up next to someone in my own bed. I just wish she would get rid of Mitch. I hate the fact that she has a boy. What? No, boyfriend, but I didn't want to be hers. I just think it is dishonest on both our parts to carry on like we have. I hope that Tiara will come. What? Hang on a second. I think I skipped ahead too far. Something's going crazy. No, somehow I messed up. Okay. Nope, I'm good. I hope that Tiara will come back over tonight. I hated turning her away when she finally comes. What? I have to redo this book because I just noticed a huge flub. Something went missing out of this whole area right here. Something got deleted. So I'm going to have to rewrite this part. So for now, I'm just going to skip that section because that's weird. And I've read this book 6 times and something got deleted. I don't know when it got deleted. Oh, this is the rough draft of when. I know what happened. This is the rough draft. My computer actually lost everything. And then this is the rewrite. So that's what happened. Okay, no, that's the way it's supposed to be. I remember what happened. Okay, don't mind me. Sorry about that. Let me start this section over. November 6, 2000. Today was a crazy day at work, busier than everyone, busier than ever. Everyone is buying up properties like they are new fad. Josh wouldn't quit with his childish shenanigans at the call center today. I received several phone calls from employees about his ill-mannered behavior. Josh kept making Jay, my assistant manager of the call center, mad. I had to go to the call center and relieve Josh of his job. The call center hasn't even opened yet, and I've already had to get rid of my manager. I'm probably going to make Jay the manager, and I will have to find another assistant manager. I had to revamp my original idea for the call center and add an internet sales department. My mini rentals have moved to the internet since it has become popular. I'm trying to get ahead of when everything is done on the internet. If I get ahead on the market, I grow my business. When I got home, Mark invited me to dinner for tomorrow night. Mark is a competitor realtor, and I think he is gay. I think he may be interested in me, and I am not gay. He might just want to discuss business. I guess I will see how it goes. I met a young lady named Angel. She works at the grocery store, and I met her while she was stocking the produce. I had seen her many times when I stopped at the store and invited her over for the night. I was thankful that she stayed the night. I really, what? Come on, Robert. I really needed to wake up next to someone in my own bed. I just wish she would get rid of Mitch. I hate the fact that she has a boyfriend, but I don't want to be hers. I think it is dishonest on both our parts to carry on like we have been. I hope that Tierra will come back over tonight. I hated turning her away when she finally comes over after a month or so of disappearing on me. She and I met at a restaurant. She was seated at the table next to me, and she was talking with her sister who works there. Tiara works at a large department store chain, and she is a lot of fun to be around. We haven't done anything sexually, and I don't plan to do anything with her. She is just a lot of fun to hang out with. We go out to dinner a lot. We always go where we met because it is good food and the atmosphere is fun. A lot of tourists come there because it's a chain diner style restaurant, and listening to all of the people talk about where they come from and how they feel about the area is interesting to me. Okay, it's not a mistake. It's right. I had to reread it. I'm like, hang on, did I really screw up that bad? And publish this? Wow, no, it's good. It's good. Jay gladly took the position of manager. I'm sorry, November 7th, 2000. Jay gladly took the position of manager. Not only was his pay increased, but he seems a lot better at leading people. He is a better asset than I could have ever imagined. He is amazing at teaching people how to learn to do different things. He is skilled in many areas. There were times that I would have easily gotten frustrated with the situation he was dealing with, but he managed to smile and work his way through the difficulty. I went to Mark's house for dinner. It was not what I was expecting. He is definitely gay, but he is not interested in me. His partner is very much a character. Mark and his partner are interested in buying into my company. I'm entertaining their offer, but I want to go over everything with my lawyer before I make any decisions. My accountant called me today. The IRS is wanting to do an audit. This is going to be a headache for me, but more so for my accountant. I know that there is nothing that is illegal or unaccounted for, so I'm not worried. Angel informed me that she is no longer wants a relationship. She is going to go out on the road with her boyfriend, who is a truck driver. She is quitting her job at the grocery store and trading it for a life of adventure on the road. Good for her. I hope she finds happiness. Whoops, hang on. I got to go up here a second. Yep, there we go. Come on. My fat finger's got in the way. Okay. Scroll down a little bit. There we go. November 8th, 2000. Tierra came over after I got home from work. She always makes me smile when she comes into my house and sees it. She lives in an older home with her father. He is disabled, and she lives there to help him with the little things he can't do by himself. She always comments on how beautiful my house is. The joy on her face always makes me feel happier. We went for a swim in the pool, and then we went for a long walk on the beach. Tierra and I have never gone for a walk before, and it was nice to listen and talk to her. She told me about how her father got hurt. She told me that she had lost a son when he was a baby. She was married to an abusive man. After her son was born, her husband claimed the baby wasn't his. Tiara decided she was going to leave for the safety of herself and her newborn son. Her husband punched her in the face and knocked her unconscious. When she woke up, she was in the emergency room. A neighbor saw Tiara get punched and called the police. Unfortunately, the police arrived too late. Tiara's husband had taken the baby by his legs, swung him in the air, and forcefully slammed his head into the floor, killing him instantly. When the police arrived, Tiara's husband pulled a gun and fired at the officers. Tiara's husband was shot and killed by the police. I remember hearing about it on the news, but hearing it from Tiara brought tears to my eyes. We stopped walking, and all I could do was hug her and hold her in my arms. How can anyone be abusive to another person? There is no reason to lay your hands on anyone. My parents were abusive to me, and I have vowed to never be abusive to anyone. I haven't even raised my voice when I get frustrated. I feel for Tiara. I want to help her in any way I can. All right. This is going to be the last part I read, just because I want to give you just a teaser of it. And I don't want to go too far. So, November 9, 2000. I just got off the phone with Tiara. She says that she is doing well. I don't know if I should believe her or not. After what she told me, I'm worried about her mental health. She told me that I'm the only person she has ever opened up to since her son was murdered. Although I want to help Tiara in any way I can, I don't think I could ever be more than friends with her. She has been through a lot, and I don't know if I have the ability to deal with such pain and hurt. I really want to begin a relationship again, but the question is, who is the lady? There are many prospective women at church who are available, but I'm not sure that I want to date a holy roller. I attend church, but I'm still not into the whole Jesus is my Lord and Savior thing. Oh well, I'm going to bed. After last night, I need plenty of sleep, but I had to be sure that I wake up at 8 instead of 8:30. I need to get to the office early so I can make some phone calls about a new account. Good night. So I hope you guys like what I've read so far. Like I said, any of my books are available. If you want signed copies, just let me know. And everything's good. I found a few errors, which is good. I'm reading this because I'm like, son of a gun, how did I mess that? Just a couple like ands or twos missing in there, so I fixed those while I went. So that's always a good thing. So there you go. That's up to page 28 for those of you that were counting, or even if you weren't. So that gives you a teaser of what the book's about. I hope all of you like it. If not, let me know. If you do like it, let me know. But I'm gonna call that a day. So I haven't even had to drink my coffee yet. I have to fill my skull with coffee. So yeah, appreciate everybody coming in, and I hope you enjoyed the book, and hope you see you for tomorrow, because I'm going to be reading a different book tomorrow. So tomorrow at the same time. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.